My name is Antonia, and this is my story. I am 44 years old now. I live with my husband, Eric. He is 49. We have been together for 21 years, and we have 3 beautiful children. On the outside, we look like a happy family. But deep inside, I still carry pain that I cannot forget. Even after so many years, I cannot forgive my husband's parents. More than 2 decades have passed, but I still feel hurt. I still feel the same sadness as if it happened yesterday. Sometimes, I wonder why I could not be stronger back then. When I was young, only 20, I left my home country and followed my husband. At that time, I didn't know much about his parents. If I had known what was waiting for me, maybe I would have made a different choice. Maybe I would have asked for a divorce before leaving. I was young and innocent. I didn't know how life worked. I didn't know how to speak up for myself. I thought love was enough. I thought if I was kind, people would be kind to me. But I was wrong. My husband was afraid of his father. He always listened to him. He never defended me, never stood up for me. I had to face everything alone. I felt very lonely. I often cried, holding my baby in my arms, with no one to comfort me. Before we moved, I lived with my parents. My mother was everything to me. She was my best friend, my safe place, my heart. Saying goodbye to her was the hardest thing I had ever done. I remember her eyes full of tears, her hands shaking as she hugged me. It felt like a part of my soul was being torn away. I thought I was ready, but when the moment came, I wasn't. I was so sad that my body became weak. My heart hurt every day. I couldn't stop missing my home and my mother. And in that new country, my husband's parents gave me no comfort. They did not care about how I felt. They didn't ask me if I was okay. They didn't give me support. I was completely alone. I tried to be strong for my son, and also for my mother, who was so sad about the distance between us. I spent months going to doctors because I always felt weak and tired. One doctor looked at me and said, "You need to rest. You are too stressed." But how could I rest? My husband didn't care about me. His family hated me. I had no one to lean on. Slowly, I began to work. It was not easy. I didn't know the language. At first, even going to the store was frightening. People spoke, and I could not understand. I felt invisible. But little by little, I learned. I studied at night, whispered new words to myself, practiced in front of the mirror. After years of hard work, I learned new skills. I found a good job. I started to earn money. I began to feel proud of myself. I had a dream to buy a house of my own. And step by step, I made that dream come true. But my husband was different. He never learned the language. Even today, he struggles. For a long time, he did not have a job, and I had to carry the whole family on my shoulders. I worked. I paid the bills. I cooked. I raised the children. And still, I tried to support him emotionally, to stand by his side. But one day, everything changed. My mother-in-law began to say things that cut my heart. She looked at me and said, "I never had a daughter, but I always wanted one." Then she added, "Other women have their mothers with them, but you don't." She looked at me as if I was not enough. I wondered, what do they want from me? Do they want my love, my kindness? I cannot give that anymore. My heart is closed. I only give them respect, nothing more. I greet them on holidays. I smile politely. But inside, there is nothing left. My mother passed away 10 years ago. The pain of losing her is still heavy. I regret not calling her more, not visiting more. I remember how my mother-in-law once told me, "Don't call your mother more than once a month. It is too expensive." I felt so guilty. So I called only once, spoke quickly, told her everything was fine, and then hung up. I held my tears inside so no one would see. Now, looking back, I see clearly my husband's parents never liked me. They didn't care about me. They hated me. There is one night I will never forget. I was young, holding my baby, when my father-in-law shouted at me. He told me to leave the house. He told me I could go back to my own country, but I could not take my baby with me. My whole body froze. My heart screamed inside. My son was my life. How could I leave him? Of course, I stayed. I endured everything just to be near him. Even now, when I remember that night, I feel pain. My chest becomes tight. My eyes fill with tears. Why was I so weak? Why couldn't I stand up for myself? Why do I still speak to them today, as if nothing ever happened? Sometimes, I sit in silence and ask myself these questions. Sometimes, when the house is quiet, I cry. I smile on the outside, but inside, I am broken. But life goes on. I still meet them. I still speak politely. I wear the mask of kindness because it keeps the peace. But every word feels heavy. Every holiday greeting feels like a stone on my chest. Now I am older. My children are grown. They love their grandparents, and I don't want to take that away from them. That is why I continue this act. But in my heart, I know the truth. I will never forget. I will never forgive. Still, I hope one day I can find peace. Not for them, but for myself. I hope that one day I can close this wound and live without the shadow of the past. This is my story. Thank you for listening. If you liked it, please like, share, and subscribe.